Cheech and Chong's next movie wasn't a production. It was a fire hazard, illegal locations, rogue improv, an abandoned budget, gangs protecting the set, and a director so inexperienced he accidentally turned the film into a time capsule of future comedy superstars. One cut even broke his kid's heart. These are 12 weird facts about next movie. And in the bonus, a cameo list so stacked, you won't believe Universal never noticed.
Hijo de la chingada. Is that a joint, man?
Number 1. Chong directed on a $3.2 million budget. After Up in Smoke's $100 million success, Up in Smoke earned about $104 million worldwide, turning Cheech and Chong into a low-budget goldmine. For the sequel, they didn't chase a huge studio payday. They kept the budget around $3.2 million. They were frustrated with producer-director Lou Adler's creative control on the first film, as documented in a June 30, 1980 box office piece, and wanted to do things their own way. Tommy Chong took over as director, despite having no formal directing experience, beyond some uncredited work on Up in Smoke. The modest budget forced guerrilla tactic, real Los Angeles locations, no elaborate sets, and very little studio interference. Universal essentially handed them the money and let them run. Chong even put his son in the UFO sequence. The kid was proud just to be in the movie, but in the edit bay, Chong realized the bit slowed the film down and cut it. Heartbreaking, but necessary. It was his first real lesson that directors have to kill their darlings, even when those darlings are your own family. The gamble paid off. Cheech and Chong's next movie grossed about $41.7 million domestically, nearly an 8 multiple on its opening weekend. Number 2. Ivan Reitman wanted them for Stripes. They walked away over creative control. On the way to the Meatballs premiere in 1979, Ivan Reitman came up with an idea he pitched as Cheech and Chong join the army. Writers Len Bloom and Dan Goldberg wrote a full script for the duo, and Paramount jumped on it. Their manager thought it was perfect for them. But after clashing with Lou Adler, Cheech and Chong were done being just the talent. They wanted complete creative control over Stripes, or they wouldn't do it. Reitman refused to hand over the keys, rewrote the leads for Bill Murray and Harold Ramis, and stripped out the stoner material. Some bits written for Cheech and Chong were reworked into Judge Reinhold's character, Elmo. Stripes became a smash in 1981, while Cheech and Chong pushed ahead with Next Movie, 1980, and Nice Dreams, 1981, preferring control over someone else's blockbuster.
Hey, do these rooms connect? Whoa! Something! Who are you?
Number 3. Tommy Chong mined the groundlings and accidentally captured a comedy time capsule. With an improv-heavy script and 2 leads who'd been riffing on stage for years, Chong wanted supporting actors who could keep up. Production notes describe the acting style as heavily improvisational, so Chong started haunting shows at the Groundlings in LA. After multiple visits, he basically raided the troupe. Paul Reubens plays both the neurotic hotel desk clerk and an early version of Pee Wee Herman at the Comedy Club. Phil Hartman pops up as Detective Chick Hazard. Edie McClurg does her classic ditzy mom thing. Cassandra Peterson, Pre Elvira, and Rita Wilson play hostages. John Paragon shows up as a director. Michael Winslow shows off the sound effects routine that would later make him famous in Police Academy. The welfare office sequence, with Winslow performing in the foreground while Cheech and Donna go at it in the back room, is pure layered improv chaos. The movie ended up accidentally documenting the LA improv scene right before a bunch of those performers blew up in the 80s.
Anything?
Yeah.
Oh, how about joint?
Number 4. They filmed inside Plato's Retreat, West, before police shut it down. The Oriental massage parlor interior wasn't a set. It was shot at Plato's Retreat West, the short-lived Hollywood offshoot of New York's notorious adult club Plato's Retreat. Location manager Paul Griffith later said he had a lot of fun scouting in there because it was a swinging place. The club opened in March 1979 in the former Hollywood Spa gay bathhouse on Ivar Avenue, and immediately got hammered over zoning laws because it sat within 1,000 feet of another adult venue, the Ivar Theater. After multiple police raids, the owners gave up the legal fight and closed it by early 1980. Right after Next Movie shot there. In 1981, the space reverted to Hollywood Spa, which then faced its own public health harassment from county officials. For the exterior, the production didn't use the real club. Instead, Griffith found the Jane's House on Hollywood Boulevard, the oldest remaining house in Hollywood, and used its quirky Queen Anne Dutch colonial facade as the front of the massage parlor. The result? A sleazy red-lit interior from a real adult club and a historic Victorian exterior, mashed into one wonderfully grimy location.
Give us a bottle of your finest champagne, 5 shrimp cocktails, and some bread for my brother.
Number 5. Film made more money on double bill with Blues Brothers than original release. According to Tommy Chong and various sources, Next Movie earned more revenue, paired with the Blues Brothers, 1980, on second-run double bills than its initial theatrical release. The film opened July 18, 1980, earning $5.26 million across 814 theaters. It grossed $41.7 million domestically, with a 7.92 multiplier. Respectable, but not spectacular. Then, Universal paired it with the Blues Brothers for bargain double features at drive-ins and second-run theaters. The combination exploded. Stoner comedy and blues musical mayhem attracted broader audiences than either film achieved separately. Interestingly, Paul Reubens appeared in both films. The double bill strategy became legendary in exhibition circles. Two cult classics for one ticket price created box office magic neither achieved in solo runs. Blues Brothers cost $27.5 million and made $115 million. Next Movie cost $3.2 million and made $41.7 million. Combined, they dominated drive-ins and bargain theaters through 1981. Chong later confirmed the double bill earnings surpassed the original run. Number 6. East LA Gangs helped production. After embracing Cheech and Chong, filming focused heavily on City Terrace in East Los Angeles. Location manager approached neighborhood gangs exactly like he would city council members. He explained they were making a Cheech and Chong movie and asked if filming there would work. Residents were amazed filming would happen in their neighborhood. The community embraced the production completely. Gangs provided unofficial security and invaluable local knowledge. Cheech and Chong happily supported filming in East LA. The authenticity showed in every frame. Scenes were shot on real streets with real urban decay. No sanitized studio backlots. One iconic scene involved foamy white suds filling the stolen van on Fresno Street near Blanchard Street in Boyle Heights. Cheech accidentally drinks Chong's sister's urine sample meant for a probation officer. The van fills with soap bubbles as they cruise through actual East LA streets. The production captured 1979 Los Angeles with documentary-style realism. Cheech's Chicano spirit infused the film naturally because they shot in actual Chicano neighborhoods with community support.
Yo, what is that, man?
What does it look like?
Number 7. Chong directed Next Movie. After creative tension with Lou Adler, Up in Smoke became a monster hit, earning about $104 million worldwide and turning Cheech and Chong into a bankable comedy duo overnight. But behind the success was a growing frustration. Lou Adler, who produced and directed Up in Smoke, maintained tight creative control, and Cheech and Chong felt boxed in by his authority. According to a June 30, 1980 Box Office magazine piece, the duo decided that if they were going to make a second film, they wanted it entirely on their terms. Tommy Chong stepped into the director's chair for Next Movie, even though he had no formal directing background. And despite having the clout to demand a larger budget after their first film's success, they deliberately kept things modest at around $3.2 million so they could work with maximum freedom. The break with Adler became permanent. Chong later said they were promoting a hit movie that we really didn't have a piece of, referring to the financial disagreements that fractured the partnership. Adler and Paramount held the rights to the Up in Smoke title, which meant the duo couldn't use it for a sequel. When they made Still Smokin' in 1983, they reportedly had to pay Adler $75,000 just to use the phrase, Still Smokin'. The massive success of Up in Smoke launched their film careers, but it also ended their relationship with Adler. Chong got the creative freedom he wanted, but it cost him his producer, the sequel rights, and any hope of returning to the Up in Smoke branding.
Because he owes $262.50, and in another 5 minutes there'll be an additional $37.50.
Number 8. Paul Reubens played two characters, including pre-Pee Wee Herman. Paul Reubens played both the neurotic hotel desk clerk and his Pee Wee Herman character at the comedy club. The desk clerk argues with Red about hotel billing. Red thinks it's $37.50 a week, not a goddamn day. Later, that same character reappears performing as Pee Wee Herman. Red heckles him. Pee Wee invites Red on stage, then convinces the bouncer to throw them out. A massive melee erupts. This was 1980, 5 years before Pee Wee's big adventure. Reubens hadn't become a children's icon. His Pee Wee wasn't fun-loving and childlike. He was angry, snotty, and flipped people off. The film used Tequila before Pee Wee's Big Adventure, 1985, made it his signature. Watching this early unpolished Pee Wee is jarring for anyone who grew up with Pee Wee's Playhouse. The character had real edge before corporate sanitization. Reubens' dual roles showcased his range before fame locked him into the childlike persona.
We went on the spaceship. We're in a weed field, man. We got sucked up by the spaceship, man.
Number 9. TV edit removed all drug references, replaced weed with diamonds. The television edit became infamous for absurd censorship. Every cannabis scene was cut or redubbed with nonsensical dialogue. Chong's duffel bag no longer contained marijuana. It held diamonds. The TV version claimed aliens came to Earth searching for diamonds as the principal source of energy. Characters walked through marijuana smoke with zero explanation. Everyone acted stoned, but the edit provided no context. The Space Coke ending got completely redubbed. Chong tells Cheech the aliens taught him to fly instead of giving him space cocaine. But the footage still shows Cheech going berserk and smashing through walls after trying the substance. He crashes through their house and the neighbor's house. They blast through the roof into space. Without Space Coke context, the rampage makes zero sense. The censored version added extended scenes including new animated sequences. The opening credits featured different animation. A new theme song appeared. The slot machine scene with Mr. Neatnick expanded. After it falls on him, he notices Cheech's stolen movie costumes and offers to drop charges in exchange for the garments. A later scene reveals Neatnick is a transvestite. The diamonds cut became a Frankenstein's monster. Characters clearly smoking weed while dialogue insisted they're searching for gems.
What is that?
I didn't have nothing to do with it, man. I didn't nothing.
Number 10. Chong cut his own son. From Spaceship Scene. Despite son's pride, Tommy Chong used several family members as actors in the UFO abduction sequence. His son had a small role and beamed with pride about contributing to Dad's movie. Then came the editing process. Chong faced a brutal director's reality. The scene slowed the film's pace and had to be cut. He felt heartbroken, removing his son's proud moment from the final film. According to AFI catalog production notes, the kid was particularly proud of his small contribution before learning it ended on the cutting room floor. The spaceship sequence exists in the final theatrical version, but the extended family footage never made it. This painful lesson taught Chong that directing meant killing your darlings, even when those darlings are your actual children. He had to balance being a father against being a director. The film's pacing mattered more than family feelings. His son's disappointment weighed heavily, but Chong made the professional choice. The decision proved correct. Critics called the film frequently hilarious, despite feeling like a collage of rude and slapdash comedy sketches strung together. David Anson of Newsweek enjoyed the film's shameless humor and described its hang-loose spirit as infectious. Vincent Canby of the New York Times agreed it was sketch-like, but frequently hilarious. The tight pacing those critics praised came from ruthless editing decisions. Chong learned directing required emotional detachment his acting career never demanded. Number 11. Cheech played dual role as himself and cousin Red. Cheech Marin pulled double duty, playing both Cheech and his cousin, Red Mendoza, a crazier blonde-wigged version of himself. Red is essentially Cheech's stage character, Red Neck, reimagined as his Texan oil millionaire cousin visiting from out of town. The character completely misunderstands hotel rates yelling $37.50 a week, not a goddamn day, at Paul Rubens. He carries a 20-pound canvas bag stuffed with high-grade marijuana everywhere. Most of the film follows Chong and Red's misadventures, rather than the original Cheech and Chong pairing. Critics and audiences noted Chong and Red actually worked better as a comedic duo than the established team. Red's exaggerated Texas persona created fresh dynamics. The Willie Nelson-esque character with the blonde wig and thick accent became an unexpected fan favorite. Marin's dual performance required quick costume changes and careful camera blocking to avoid showing both characters in the same frame. Some viewers didn't even realize both characters were the same actor until credits rolled. The dual role let Marin showcase different sides of his comic range. Cheech played the slightly more responsible guy with a job and girlfriend. Red played the wealthy Texan burnout with unlimited weed and zero common sense. The character split gave the film unexpected energy because Chong played off Red's chaos differently than he played off Cheech's neuroses. Number 12. Improvisational style influenced Harold and Kumar and Pineapple Express. The film's extensive improvisation normalized ad-libbed performances in stoner comedies for decades. Chong's Vancouver improv troupe background and the duo's stand-up origins created organic, character-driven gags. This technique prioritized performers' chemistry over rigid scripts. Production notes confirmed they looked for supporting cast, who worked improvisationally. The Groundlings casting reinforced this approach. Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, 2004. Writers explicitly credited Cheech and Chong's work as inspirational for establishing the random escalating encounters subgenre. Their burger quest spiraling into chaos directly echoed next movie's structure. Pineapple Express, 2008, echoed the buddy dynamics and disjointed escapades amid cannabis-fueled pursuits. Film scholars in a 2023 Photogeny essay analyzed next movie's visual and performative patterns as enduring templates for the genre's low-budget, character-centric ethos. The movie's $3.2 million budget with minimal scripting became the blueprint every stoner comedy followed. Directors adopted similar methods for authentic, unpolished humor. By grossing $41.7 million, the film proved improvisation could generate massive profits. Tommy Chong later reflected in a 2020 Guardian interview that their films were radical as they were bonkers and challenged societal norms during strict drug enforcement. Post-legalization audiences view them more favorably as the recreational marijuana market exceeded $30 billion annually by 2023. Next movie influenced low-budget comedy improvisation more profoundly than its box office suggested. Bonus: Phil Hartman, Elvira, and Rita Wilson all had early roles. The film became an accidental time capsule of future stars in microscopic roles. Phil Hartman played Detective Chick Hazard years before Saturday Night Live, and News Radio made him a household name. Cassandra Peterson appeared as a hostage 1 year before becoming Elvira, Mistress of the Dark in 1981. Rita Wilson played another hostage before marrying Tom Hanks and becoming Hollywood royalty. Michael Winslow showcased his sound effect talents at the welfare office 4 years before Police Academy. 1984 made him famous. Edie McClurg's Ditzy Mom role preceded her iconic principal's secretary performance in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, 1986. Jake Steinfeld appeared as Wamba before becoming Body by Jake Fitness Guru. The Groundlings casting became a who's who of 1980s comedy before anyone knew these names would dominate the decade. Watching Next Movie now feels like flipping through a yearbook of future superstars before they made it big. The film accidentally documented LA's comedy underground at its absolute peak. Universal had absolutely no idea they'd captured lightning in a bottle with the supporting cast. These bit players and background performers went on to define comedy for the next 20 years. The welfare office scene alone features 3 future icons performing simultaneously. Film students study it for blocking. Comedy nerds study it for the talent roster. Next Movie proved Cheech and Chong didn't need massive budgets or Hollywood directors.